Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching Meta Monday presented to you by TheCaliEffect. Today we're going to be doing Kaiser Colosseum, and this card is so amazing. It debuted in Magician's Force, I believe, but just the fact that it's in Dark Revelations 1 should let you know how ancient this card is. Still a really good card, so let's get down to the effect. If there are one or more monsters on the field of this card, of the controller of this card, his or her opponent cannot place a monster on the field if it would exceed the number of monsters that are already on the field of this card's controller. This card that is already on the field, the cards already on the field before this card's activation are unaffected by this effect. Now, as you can see, how I've been reading it's pretty confusing, and I'm pretty sure you guys are confused right now. So I'm going to break it down. If I control one or more monsters, I activate this card, my opponent cannot control more monsters than I do. Obviously, if I have one monster and you have three monsters at the time of this activation, those monsters are unaffected. Now, let's get down to how this card would be extremely useful. First of all, there's a couple of decks, actually any anti-meta deck, that would only play one or two monsters max. Well, in order to synchro, you need about two monsters. In order to exceed, you need about two monsters. So if I only have one monster on board, you're not going to be able to do any of that stuff. Dragons get completely hurt by this outside of being, blaster and stuff. Fire Fist, 3-axis Fire Fist can't spam. 4-axis Fire Fist can't make Cardinal. There's actually a couple of great things that Kaiser Colosseum has going for it. Being able to control the amount of monsters that are being on the field is instrumental to this game, since the extra deck has been so relevant since Synchros. I really don't think there's much else to say about this card. The fact that I can't have any, the monsters that are unaffected previously, it kind of sucks, but, it's the price you gotta pay. Bujins really do love this card, seeing that Yamato is probably the only monster they ever have on field, unless they go for that X-Seed, which obviously is one of the only monsters that I want to field. It's a really good card overall for those decks that like to sit on one monster and then control the field with spells and traps with that one card. Overall, just a really underrated, amazing card. If you do have it in your commons binder, I'd hoard it, and if you don't have it, I'd hoard it. Thank you guys for watching TheCaliEffect. Please enjoy the rest of the videos.